side and all bunched up towards A early on here. Of course, we know how the shock darts and that one-way smoke on the edge can always play a factor on how a lobby is contested. Something that Sentinels are just going to have to kind of wait out.
Crew's going to rely on this A lobby defense off of a Nanostorm sentry turret contact, playing the defense into tree completely. First Nanostorm will be triggered. There's the smoke dash from TenZ, wants to delete the sentry turret. Costs him some health, but he's able to. Sentinels also trying to shut the door on an early play through tree, but Zach still finds first blood. Spike being committed for the plant, even in the 4v5 for Sentinels. Looking to probably set this post point up from the backside of the site, but though the flashes are good and Akrew's retake, Jackie asked the questions about what may come through, and Akrew, it looks flawless in their retake, only dropping one.
That's big, too, because retaking was one of the things they struggled with on the previous map. And to get one out like that early and in such dominant fashion, only losing one player, certainly good news.
Hustle their way in towards B main.
Revealing area.
Oh, Neon
Spike
finding the
down
first
mid.
strike there with the Marshall out middle. Actually does drop the spike temporarily. TenZ trying to barrel through here deep into middle, but that alarm bot sits in front of him, denying him any more free space. Tries to dash in with the flash, catches the Marshall, but ZachaREEE there to play Guardian Angel. And now Akrew clamped down, and that's going to do it.
Successfully get onto site in the first place, let alone hold it.
See a little bit of aggression here from Neon over at B lobby. Won't be forced to retreat. We are going to see Sentinels just kind of playing default right now, watching for pushes across all fronts. ShahZaM trying to threaten a little bit at middle. You can see he's trying to spam a utility, and Neon was trying to fit a Marshall shot in through all that. Doesn't land the mark, however. Does get some intel, though, and a couple of players out in middle.
Oh, that's a big pick. Sick down means you've got to use some other form of utility to try to clear out B main. As you remember, with that opening push from Neon, there could still be a player in the corner. So dark cover will come through. They'll check their corners very avidly. jovahnii re-wrapping back over towards the boathouse switch, though. Not able to hold up. Good recon from Paincakes, who still gets the Aries to sing a song for him. And with that, now all of a sudden the contest over this B site is still very heavily invested into for Akrew. Even though Sentinels are on, they are 100% trapped in the back. It just comes down to will Akrew actually read this or not. Paincakes going to work on the walls. That'll be good for the first elimination. ShahZaM reveals his spot as Neon will continue to keep the pressure on. And it looks like the read is going to be here. Akrew know the last two players are in the back, but Kanpeki peeks out, turns it into a 2v2. Gucci the only player with full HP still. But he's just got an SMG, and he's looking to be the first one forward. Their cover should expire here in a moment. Good recon coming through, and Paincakes and Gucci will do the job required. That'll be a 3-0 start for Akrew's defense.
Yeah, clean sweep, winning the opening rounds and the bonus. And collect a couple of free vandals.
With Neon with an early operator, this makes the dynamic over the middle of the map very different all of a sudden, thanks to that bonus win. Oh boy.
What a read, but what a kill
Yeah.
anyway!
Follow-up not good either. The flash was there. jovahnii only gets one, so now all of a sudden you've got weapons that you've collected. ShahZaM will get the orb for the Hunter's Fury, and you hold numbers. This has the recipe for a successful Thrifty written all over it.
It does. I mean, and that's the worst part is Gucci had the read on TenZ jumping through that smoke and still lost the fight. Flash comes through to try to trade out there from Jova. He's only able to bring down one, so 4 on 3. Paincakes pushes down middle, though, catches dapr, gets it back to even numbers before this retake starts. And TenZ has low HP, so, I mean, there's still a way back into this for Akrew, but definitely Sentinels may pull off this Thrifty. They have a couple of weapons they picked up.
Recon and Fragment trying to delay the retake, but look at the follow-up information coming out from Paincakes. Oh, TenZ! He gets the opener, but Paincakes is still in position to try to contest, and Zach's able to find the second. So now it's just down to ShahZaM, and the timing of the peak just not quite good enough. Paincakes and Zach will combine, survive with 17 HP, and hold off the Thrifty.
I actually will be the lead now for the crew. Sentinels back to buying. A couple ults in play as well if they need them. TenZ wasting no time.
Quick, yeah. Forces out the lockdown. You do not have to commit to this if you're Sentinels, but they're going to call the Hunter's Fury, just trying to deny it and keep the play on. On towards site, Spike will be planted. And defensively, you haven't lost anything yet. In fact, you even have a play off of a flank that will be read by the alarm bot. But still, you've kind of got Sentinels trapped at the moment inside. You still have plenty of flashes to work with, but can you find the eliminations? That's the real question. jovahnii on the way in after he tries to self-flash himself forward. That will not work out. Null Command comes through, but maybe a touch too late. As the trades come out, and it's Sentinels in a 3v2, but Neon keeps the play and the retake alive. dapr's post-line position through A is going to be last thing standing. It's a 1v1 with Neon, who's got a scope out but cannot get the cloud burst down in time. Look at maybe toggle this.
Finally around for Sentinels.
Revealing area.
And it's off the backside of aggression towards A, so some establishment of tempo now being put into play by Sentinels, and you're going to get Zach going back to the same round one defensive setup with the Killjoy. We've got the Nano Swarm Sentry Turret try to guard this play through A, double stack into tree. But interestingly enough, the crew are kind of leaving the door open at B here. No one's even threatening over towards B main, and there are no defenders on site. This is a heavy mid-stack defensively for a crew.
Enemy tech.
And ShahZaM sends the Owl Drone up through Catwalk. Creates a little bit of pressure. TenZ and company looking to burst onto the scene through A lobby. TenZ leading the charge, but a crew are shutting it down on all fronts.
You should run.
Oh, yeah. Lockdown still being called in here, though, for Sentinels. Trying to work through this. I mean, it was a fight. TenZ, of course, has knives, so you expect to see those as well.
Get out of my way.
Sure will. But what can you do with it? That's, I think, the biggest question here, because as you've got a Killjoy rotation defensively towards B, an alarm bot keeping you honest at mid, and, again, a crew just can very quickly rotate to deal with this, you're going to have to pull off some incredible shots here if you're TenZ.
Yeah. I like that they're at least attempting to do some mid-control here. They're busting up things over towards Market. And still have some presence over towards B lobby as well. They're definitely putting the pressure on a crew on multiple fronts, trying to find a way to slip through the cracks. But they are doing a pretty good job on the Akrew side of things to kind of contain this. I mean, ZachaREEE's playing logs, watching the Market swing out. He's got support there on Catwalk, kind of watching his backside on the B main entrance. Spawn kind of being covered here by Neon, as well as Gucci, who's being watching it from back A heaven. And so now it's just kind of a standstill, and it's just going to be on the Sentinels to kind of take the initiative here and eventually commit to something on this eco.
Well, the Sentry Turret gets denied as Sentinels will start to flood, and oh, it's a huge first pick from Zach. Kill potential for Sentinels now off the table. This position at logs is working out so darn well for a crew. Sure, there are some trades, but Neon is still a part of the picture and actually no longer wants to be, so we'll dash out for a time. Spike is collected, but not on site yet, and dapr will drop that, unfortunately, in front of the staircase to mid, leaving ShahZaM for a 1v2. Not a lot of time to make the play. jovahnii will delay and eventually tally the final kill needed. 6-1. Akrew
Spawn a little bit. Just kind of leave your options open. If you can get mid-control, threaten Market, while also finding a way to take tree, you leave your options open. But look at this from a crew getting mega aggressive clearing out B main early. And now they're going to be able to get such a fast rotation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they're controlling everything here at mid. The Sentinels are trying to get out A quickly to kind of get around all that. I like this move from TenZ.
I was going to say the lockdown was there as kind of the insurance policy for the softened up defense numbers-wise towards A, but as the lockdown gets punished, the spike is planted. Aldrone gets denied. TenZ is still in a position to contest tree. And Kanpeki and TenZ will combine for 2. Yeah, this is really good awareness here from Sentinels overall, but the job's not done yet. Nope. This would be a 2v5 situation. Spike being toggled. Here comes TenZ on the cross. It's held, but likely not to halfway. And jovahnii will fall. So, Sentinel's a good read.
Another way to defend against that retake, and TenZ does great work there. Multi-fragging. That finally gives Sentinels a little bit of something to work with this half. They need to build off of that, though.
This would be a round to do it. Ares, Spectre for Paincakes and Zach, respectively, but Neon does have the heavy-hitting operator to play with, and he's already taken over B main control. So as, once more, Zach puts utility to watch this front door to A, he will have significant help Gucci, of course, most recently nearby, but jovahnii is in position to help get flashes into sight if needed.
Deploying drone.
And ShahZaM will be deleted. But largely the position could still be held, and that's actually not going to happen. Lots of utility from ShahZaM will actually back Akrew off a touch.
Yeah. Oh, TenZ, nice little kill, able to dash back as well. Spike still hasn't committed. There's still time to adjust if need be, though TenZ is low on HP. Go on forward. dapr doesn't quite clear that last corner. That's a big one, and now Gucci chimes in. This might be it for this round.
I guess I was a bit puzzled. I saw it in the kill feed. Neon got a shorty kill. Sick held his from the shadows to try to get back into B archways.
Yeah.
So he was not a part of the picture. And wow, how big of a play that could have been. Sick trying to maybe just pull off a flank to stop the defense from rotating out of B, but he holds and gets punished for it. And that may have been the reason that Akrew is able to get back into sight as easily as they were. It's an easy 3v2 from there.
Yeah, Akrew, I mean, we really have to talk about TenZ and Sick.
Well, TenZ wants to go once more, but again, Nanostorm will keep the front door locked. Zach revealed fragment will likely be the end of him, and it is. Looking for a trade is Gucci, but has he maybe held his ground a little bit too long? Because TenZ is quickly moving forward, the rest of the Sentinels. Weapon picked up off the ground, by the way, with Zach falling. Akrew defensively are in a position to try to contest this. The null command was spent. They're trying to stop this plant from even getting off the ground. And honestly, for Sentinels, they've handled it pretty nicely. Neon's looking for kills with a shorty. He's able to take down one. Operator in hand, maybe an opportunity for the quick scope. Bounces over the top, and he's able to take down dapr. Not going to do much more behind it as Kanpeki will finally punish, and it gets us, with all the chaos, to a Paincakes 1v3 that ShahZaM will shut down.
Let's see here. And Sentinels keep it up. They've now pivoted to a faster B play here. Hunter's Fury leading the charge from ShahZaM, putting that pressure on site. Does get the tag. Finishes the job onto Jova as well. And Sentinels are sweeping in. Clean entry on the Paincakes, and that is likely a 4th round here. Obviously, not much firepower for Akrew.
Love this idea, though, from Kanpeki. Pop the null command as soon as you get the information off the recon. Easy follow-up with the Hunter's Fury. Just confirm that no thrifties would possibly occur here. Get yourself on 4. Fight for round 12. Neon in the back, Sheriff in hand, would have to deal with a high-low stack as he comes around the corner, and he will not be able to. Hard-pressed to expect anything other than the result that we got. So it's Gucci trying to do what he can to maybe find a kill or two. One, okay. Dapr's still in the area too, threatening the spam angle. Yeah, Gucci's gonna know this, but Sick was coming around the back. That'll work for an easy kill.
Let's take advantage of that. Get a 4th on the board.
Get out of my way.
Now, once again, they're looking for kind of this faster pace scrap over towards A lobby, but they're also smoking off shallow mid and pushing TenZ up cat. So it's not one-dimensional by any means. It's a faster split off the back of this lockdown.
Brilliant opening pick here, but the fragment actually stops the play, at least for a time. Kanpeki's still good to get the 2nd elimination, but the knives are down. May not make too much of a difference as the lockdown will gain entry to Sentinels onto the site. Neon with an operator is going to be really hard-pressed to do too much from this position, especially under threat. Would love to see him wait for a little bit of help, and he will. The problem about this is the numbers for Sentinels are very, very good.
And they have
they're
good
in
positioning.
great positions. Yeah.
And they had that turret still up as well to help things along. It's gonna be hard to break this one open if you're Akrew. And now they're suppressed. Ugh.
Yeah. Have to feel like this is going to be 5, but dapr drops. It breeds an opening for Akrew to get on in. Sentinels are stuck behind cover. A good 2nd elimination from Zach, but Sick from the low ground may do enough, or will he? It's all down to Kanpeki, the new guy on the block. It's going to be a 1v2 if he finds the kill. Neon with the shorty. Comes around the backside corner, finds the kill, but was there enough time killed off the clock to stop the defuse? Sure will. And it will be 5 for Sentinels. And if you allow Sentinels to gain space, we see what happens. It's usually never good news for the opponent.
And Aldro not allowed to make any more progress into A for information as Akrew taking up middle here with Neon leading the charge, looking for this quick A split for their pistol round. Definitely a pretty stout defense on site for Sentinels.
Here they come. Paranoia will try to stall out one part of the hit and actually allows TenZ to get up top onto Heaven, but he can't quite land the second shot, and with that, Akrew will clean up the defensive pieces, only dropping one. Granted, Gucci and Pain are absolutely in critical HP, so ShahZaM and dapr could still make this happen for a 2v4, especially if there were to be a shock dart to land. Neither will connect. First point of contact, Neon gets back down. As both defenders from Sentinels look to retake from the high ground, and that has just been red. Neon continues to bounce up and down, looking for the right clicks wherever possible, making life as hard as humanly possible onto Sentinels, who have not been able to gain even an inch further than this line kind of in the sand that we've seen so far, and time is becoming a problem for even a defuse at this point. But dapr is able to sneak in, find one, leaving it now to a ShahZaM 1v3, and he won't be able to find even the first. So Akrew
Not going to be looking to do any type of force buying here, just the Sheriff and the Shorty. So Akrew favored to get their 9th here. dapr trying to play something gimmicky. Gets hit with the smoke in the face, and then a Phantom.
For a second, I thought he was about to just be able to take down Neon, no problem, because
Yeah,
he didn't have to
same.
smoke in hand. Akrew will clear the back of the site and then make their play for a plant. All 5 members will bunker down, and that will be read by one knife from Kanpeki for the most part.
Yeah.
So the retake coming through B main. And ShahZaM,
Godspeed.
no utility left. That's the biggest thing here. You have no ability to read where these players are. It has to just be raw gun skill if you're going to enter in here if you're Sentinels.
The classics.
Yeah.
Important
Against
note.
it. 3 ARs. Yeah. Fragment will clear off a little bit of space, but I don't know. Is there much more else that could possibly happen? Let's already get our answer. And it will be a convincing no. So Akrew take the follow-up. Okay. Opting instead of the Vandal into an Ares here.
Scanning ahead.
So spammability is at an all-time high. Flashing forward is TenZ, but he will not be able to do too much besides read information that, yeah, there are players here, but that was pretty much intel that was already known.
Orb taken here by Jova. Spike swinging back around over towards this B side. We are going to see dapr has his typical killjoy utility in place. Some aggression here from TenZ off Cat, now smoked off, so we'll get denied any type of information towards middle, as it looks like we are seeing Akrew looking to test the waters there.
Yeah.
Owl Drone leading the way towards market. This is something we never really saw Sentinels do on attacking grounds when they had weapons. So it's only in Eco we ever saw them really threaten middle and market. And I like that Akrew are implementing it early on in their strategy for attack.
That knife coming through will also stop Zach from being able to trigger any of his utilities. So here comes the threat from Akrew, but dapr gets it done with a Phantom initially. TenZ quickly on the flank. Good timing will find a 3rd kill. And dapr has actually alleviated any potential follow-ups as he's gotten out of sight. And Akrew are like, wait, where'd dapr go? They had no idea. They were looking for him on the site. Not to be, and it's going to be dapr for 3 with help from Kanpeki and TenZ.
And even more as Akrew come into this with just a few Spectres. So a big advantage here for Sentinels. Quick attack here from Akrew. But they don't know about Kanpeki. They didn't even look.
Oh boy, and they will be punished for not checking. 3 kills for Kanpeki. And the last 2 members for Akrew are trying to just force some weird angles, and it's just not going to work out for them really much at all. Knife will reveal that Zach is nearby, but Zach is good for it, at least initially. Problem would have been anything beyond it.
Wants to go B lobby early this round. Try to get a pick there, and there is certainly going to be some presence on this B side.
Yeah. The Owl Drone.
Yep.
Okay.
Helps TenZ
Doesn't
get
see
even
too
more
much.
forward.
Yeah.
But it lets TenZ get even more space. And I think that's kind of like the big bonus. Oh, alarm bot there. Placed by TenZ. ZachaREEE avoids detection, but then gets caught anyway. TenZ quick on the trigger. That's a big opening pick. That's Spike down, too, at B lobby, and there's no one there to grab it. Look at this. Gucci has to go all the way back around to snag it.
And this is problematic because the rest of your teammates are kind of stuck now in mid-map.
Right.
So all of a sudden, it turns into a situation that even though
Revealing
the
area.
kills are decent, you're still kind of in pieces here if you're a crew trying to get together and actually hit something. ZachaREEE doesn't see much off the recon bolt, but Sick in a position through B main. They have a crossfire set up. Paincakes is tracked. The shock dart should do the trick. Now the reload, as they know that Gucci is nearby, at least in some regard. It's the first. Almost isolates the second. And knows that dapr is coming through mid with that noise being created as the door was shut. And then hits the paranoia and immediately wraps back to get the plant off. This will work.
Wow. Did it in a very dangerous position as well, I might add. And I mean, ShahZaM's on low health. There's maybe some hope. Avoids that.
I mean, he's completely concealed here in this corner.
Yeah.
Problem is, how do you use this position to get 3?
Yeah.
Okay, there is 1. 7 HP, though, and yeah, that's the problem. It's really kind of one of those positions that you don't expect to use as a 1v3 catalyst.
Yeah.
So.
You have to hope that Sentinels screw up. That's like really the only thing that can go your way at that point. But Sentinels don't. They space themselves accordingly. Trade frag that, no problem. They get this diffused, and they will put it to 8-9. Really good hold on that B site. Obviously great for TenZ to get an aggressive pick at B lobby.
All right, well, Akrew would be hard-pressed to keep Sentinels off with 9 here, you would feel like, with 2 SMGs and just pistols for the rest. Sick playing, oh boy, in a very far position. Good flash! That is unbelievable. And who was it that gets the flash in play? It's Kanpeki again. Neon with the double. This would be a full-on 1v5 ace. Would take it as one of the most impressive moments in recent North American Valorant history. And he actually is able to collect an operator. I don't think that's really the weapon that you necessarily fully want, but
It's something.
maybe you can make something happen with it.
Someone has to make a mistake for him to get a play, though. He has no idea about that position from Kanpeki. Eventually forced back as well from that bolt. Trying to backtrack all the way. Oh, now he's boxed in by a turret. Oh my goodness.
No.
He is ruined. Shift.
Look, that turret has kill potential, by the way, at 25 HP. Just saying.
No, he cannot go back there. He cannot fight that thing. He has to stay in this lobby area. And good luck saving this operator. Gonna get pushed eventually.
Okay,
I like that. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fair. That's fair. Realize it's a lost cause and just make sure his opponents can't get it.
All right, Neon. No point saving knives. Okay. Kanpeki in the corner will deal with it, and there it is.
In defensive spawn. They just haven't quite put those final pieces together yet to really get that clean execute onto a site, to get some type of advantage to leverage.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sentinels have, had the individual ability to, get multi-frags when they've needed to. They've played off each other well on some of these crossfires. They've been really proactive, particularly on getting this B lobby control. That's happened so often for them. They've been able to use it to good effect.
It kind of just, again, harkens back to what we had said. If you allow Sentinels free space, they're going to punish you.
Oh.
So not throwing any consideration or contest towards B main, again, allows the defensive Sentinels to start to move with numbers back over towards A. Lockdown will be spent as soon as you start to hear the smokes and dashes come through. Sentinels at the moment are going to be largely relating their retake off of what can you get out of this lockdown. And look where Akrew's they're completely huddled up in the back. One player detained inside sight, but help will be here to make sure that Neon can stay alive. Null command to follow. Now the attacking lockdown as Akrew will have their go.
Can't use that.
Neon does eventually get caught there at the back of the site, though, and dapr continues to maintain presence on the site. He is not getting pushed off. Hunter's Fury finally comes out, though, puts enough pressure to help Akrew come in for a couple of rifle frags. And now they have main advantage. They're starting to take on to A side, but TenZ is now here with and it's a big one on the Paincakes. It's back to even now. Running out of time as well.
Spike's going to get planted, and TenZ says, wow, when he gets through, Shorty will work out. And no one else will be able to stand the test of the Sentinels retake. What an individual play from TenZ. The op shot, of course, impressive, but the combination of what I believe was a paranoia that came underneath and then...
A Marshall and a Spectre for Akrew. They have to kind of just get together some loose change for buys here. Have to full save for the next round. See what TenZ are trying to do there, but does get caught.
Still
a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've got the ability to contest this from a number of different angles, including this play through tree. So Six takes the first, TenZ takes the second. And that playthrough mid will work out very nicely.
Yeah, Sentinel's starting to get it together here.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously around with Akrew, we're a little bit worse for wear when it comes to resources. Doesn't stop the fact that Sentinels are on point with the aim here. Very crisp headshots across the board. And honestly, next round's last chance for Akrew, if you think about it.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
I like that patience from TenZ.
Neon. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Here it is.
Point. This is it. This has to be it right here. You don't win this round, you're on nothing if you're Akrew.
Yep. They're just trying to stop TenZ from getting forward here with that nano, but he's still going to press the issue. Turret will catch him. He's going to shoot that, and he's still not done.
Doesn't care.
He's forcing them to fight him head on to stop him. I mean, he just doesn't care. He just doesn't care. He's still pressuring it. Meanwhile, though, A being swept over.
Yeah, and there's nobody up top here defensively, by the way, so you have to get something from Kanpeki in this position. dapr holding down low, actually gets some good value out of the Nanostorm, but the defenders themselves will drop, and ShahZaM denied from rotating as Zach was lurking mid-map. So Akrew do look like they should get their 10th round here.
Yeah, that was really
But there is a lot of money. I mean, TenZ and Sick could give this at least a look.
Yeah, certainly. Like you said, credits are there, no doubt about it. He's forced some rebuying out of Akrew. Very least here. He's not able to catch him, though. Akrew still alive. That cat, TenZ knows it. Neon up top catches the frag, and that'll put them at 10, keeping them
Mid-map with guns.
Yep.
You have the ability to start playing off of those long lurks like that.
Yeah, I think it also comes back to the fact that Akrew definitely have had good setups. They just haven't always been able to get the trades they need.
Well, this time a lot of effort from Akrew to make sure that there is no presence of TenZ inside of the main. This time he's actually watching over mid. Still with an operator, by the way. Again, those credits were very healthy across the board for all of the Sentinels defenders. But Neon actually has an op of his own as they start to put some threat towards B main.
Yeah, ZachaREEE looking for that final orb for lockdown here. We'll find it. Lockdown will go down here on this B side. As this is going to be a full out B press here. It's going to probably force ShahZaM outside.
Yeah,
kind of just meet up with dapr towards back halls here. There's a couple of nanos that can maybe slow down the speedway push. Or at least force them to take some damage or something. But yeah, they're going to get on this site no problem. There goes those nanos to slow things down. It forces them to have to play towards switch instead.
Spamming through, not going to happen. It's just kind of a blind fire for both sides. Results in a 1-for-1. Spike will be planted. Hunter's Fury being earned by ShahZaM will immediately be called in to try to get the defense some space or information to work off of. And how about this? TenZ actually is able to find the first kill on this retake, but Paincakes in the back, op of his own, is able to deny anything beyond it. But now it all falls onto Paincakes with this operator. This is the first shot. Reads the second, but nothing there, and that'll be match point now for Sentinels after they get the defuse.
Yeah, I thought they were in a little bit of trouble there because they actually spent their KO molly on logs.
Well, it's going to be Neon with knives, everybody else with rifles, so still the ability for Akrew to keep fighting into this OT potential, but Sentinels have absolutely turned things up a notch here defensively, and a lot of it has been by this man on screen. And over the top, how about it? Opportunity maybe for TenZ to continue forward, but Neon, once more, just more antics playing with this Jett. But Kanpeki will shut a lot of this down. And actually, look at the defense. They've pushed so far through A. That's going to be Spike on the ground, and they take down Gucci from behind. Nowhere for jovahnii to go.